Hey, my lovelies. I hope you're all safe and well. It's Mitch here. I'm just coming on to do this week's Facebook card reveals for you all. So, if you were drawn to card, I've got like a really angelic ray of light look in there. It isn't. It's just my spotlight in my room, but it looks very angelic. Oh dear. So, if you were drawn to card number one, we're going into the energies of the perfect storm. And it just says here, the courage to step into life. I really like this. Okay. Now, to me, this sort of reminds me of like the Tower card in tarot. And the perfect storm, sometimes disruption feels a little bit scary. It feels a little bit negative. But sometimes things happen that take place and they feel like a little bit negative and a little bit overwhelming in those moments, but they're actually needed because it awakens the energy, it sets us free, it sort of pulls us out of our slumber. And this is a message that spirit keeps saying to me lately. A lot of people are accepting their lot. A lot of people are actually just getting by and just sort of almost writing themselves off before their original journey has come to conclusion. And to me, the perfect storm, the courage to step into life, is actually sort of having this realization, this awareness that, you know, you've got a beautiful way of life and it can be maybe so much more than you're choosing to access. One thing that I'm really sort of noticing lately that I've been talking about to a few close friends, a lot of people are kind of returning home to the spirit world. I lost another friend the other day to the spirit world, very young, again, you know, only in the sort of 40s or 50s, went before their time. And I think more than ever, this year, this January, there's so many people transitioning, both celebrities, people that, you know, might be close and personal to yourself. And it's like, make life count, make it matter, you know? So to me, whatever your hopes, your dreams, your ambitions are, even if you feel it's out of reach or you think it could never come true, how do you know unless you take those steps? How do you know unless you give yourself permission to journey forward? So the perfect storm, the courage to step into life, is actually knowing that sometimes there may be some change or some disruption, and it might feel very chaotic and it might feel very uncomfortable in those moments, but it might be the very thing, the very gear shift that sets you free and allows for something amazing to take place and amazing to happen. So I don't see it as something negative. I see it as a sort of time to really go out there and live your best life and to be brave. Sometimes to venture into the storm requires bravery, but I feel like you owe it to yourself to do this. So if you are trying to sort of create a dream, a reality, could be house and home, could be a new job, relationships, career, whatever it might be, have the bravery to have the experience, because how do you know what can materialize unless you step out of the comfort zone? And I sort of feel like that's what this card is suggesting and saying for you. So I hope that makes sense if you've been drawn to card number one. Now then, as we're moving into card number two, we're going into a tidy home. And it just says here, clarity and organization. To me, you know, this I actually feel is like decluttering of the mind. So you might be physically sort of tidying up a physical house and home and making it look great and looking fabulous. But I almost feel like clarity and organization, to me, this is like putting all of your ducks in a row. It's really understanding what you want from life, how you want to move forward, the stepping stones to take to get to your destination. And again, maybe there's been in the past some procrastination, maybe sometimes you've held yourself back. There could be some of this imposter syndrome, and maybe at times maybe not feeling good enough or not feeling like you're really allowed to have the experience or the journey, but it's just practically doing what you need to do. Now, sometimes with clarity and organization, I feel this kind of can link into legal contracts and paperwork. So if you're doing some of that or maybe getting all of that side of things done, then it could be to do with a physical house and home. A lot of people I know are talking about wills, and you know, maybe they would never usually look into that, but because of so much awareness of passing and transition, a lot of people I know are stepping into funeral plans, making wills, just having something left to make it a bit more bearable and a bit more understandable for sort of people when they pass over. Maybe you're doing something like that, I don't know. But just doing what you need to do so that you can have you know, a clear kind of path, a clear road moving forward. Now, it's interesting it comes in as one, because I always see with one in numerology, new beginnings, new cycles. So this feels like tidy mind, tidy physical setting, tidy life almost. So it's tidying things up. If things have been a little bit sporadic, or if they haven't really necessarily been bringing you a completely happy return, it's making the changes, it's making the steps. So clarity and organization, sometimes it might be to have tidy house and home, we maybe have to make some changes with the people that live inside. So this could be like, you know, resetting the boundaries with relationships and things of this nature, and making the people that live under your roof are all on the same page and doing their part and stepping up in the way that they need to as well. But it feels a positive time, it feels a happy time, but it feels a very assertive time to me. It's like a time to be assertive a little bit, if you've been drawn to this card. And finally, as we're moving into card number 3, we're going into the energy of the wall, and it just says here, obstacles. Now, sometimes what happens is we feel like we are met with a complete brick wall in front of us and we can't see the wood for the trees. I feel if you've been drawn to this card, maybe some of you have been really struggling with like mental health. There could be some sort of depression, there could be some anxiety. It could just be that life is okay and there are some beautiful giftings and some beautiful blessings, but if you've been battling or focusing on a certain piece or a certain energy of your life, it might just feel like you're in this dark well and you kind of can't see the way out. But the wall obstacles, they can be overcome. You know, this doesn't have to be your final resting place. You can actually overcome this wall, and actually you can find a way to take the wall down. You know, if you think of a wall being built up, it was built a certain way. It can actually come down a certain way as well, you know. And I think sometimes people see the wall being built, they see that in front of them, and they see the, you know, the fear of that, and they're like, oh, I can't take that down, I can't sort of unbrick that. But of course you can find a way to sort of unbrick the wall or move over the wall, you know, however high it might feel. So I feel like this is a time to really get the better of maybe any mental blocks or any mental challenges. And within the wall, you probably can't see too well in this card, but there's like the shape of a key, and you can see out into the world, so you can like see out the other side. So you can set yourself free if you are feeling restricted, if you are feeling blocked. This might be a time for communication. This might be a time where you really have to speak your truth. This might be a time where you have to act accordingly to do things that you thought you would never have to do, but you might be being put into those situations. And do what's needed. Value yourself enough to come out the other side. I feel like respect. I feel like respect yourself enough to make the changes that need to happen with this. So I hope you can make sense of these cards. I'm going to leave their energies and I'm going to leave their messages with you. Keep shining bright, stay fabulous. Just want to let you know about a few events. I've got a very busy week. So this Friday, I'm over in Trowbridge at Colour and Crystals. I think there may be 1 or 2 spaces left. So if you want a face-to-face in-person reading, just check in with Joe at Colour and Crystals. And if there is a space left, we can get you booked in. And then Saturday, I'm over doing a sold-out day of readings in the new shop in Frome, Carpe Nocum, so I'm looking forward to that. And then Sunday, I'm doing a full day of readings down at Katrina's hair salon in Martock. So I've got a very busy few days, and I'm still doing Zooms and everything else as well. Just want to say as well, a load of people have been talking to me about like new dates for my tour. So Bristol is the first date, and that's nearly sold out now. We're down to like 27 tickets, I think, left. So if you're thinking of coming to the Bristol show, don't leave it too late, because I really do feel it's going to sell out. I have just secured, I haven't got the ticket links available just yet, but I've just secured a Wiltshire date, because people have been saying, is there going to be a Wiltshire date for the tour? So the 1st of June, which is a Sunday, I will be back over in Seend Community Centre. I've done Seend for the last 2 years of my tour, and it's been really positive. It's been really well turned out. So we're going to be back in Seend then. So there's definitely going to be that. There may be another Wiltshire date at some point as well. It might be in Cairn or Chippenham or maybe Westbury or somewhere, or Warminster, but I'll let you know if I can secure something. I'm still trying to work on a revised date for London. for Hampton Hill Theatre. They still haven't got back to me, so I know there's a few people that are like begging me to come back there. I am trying, guys, but I am being sort of blocked by the venue direct at the moment. They just are not coming back to me, so which is really frustrating, but I will keep plugging away. But do support the tour, because obviously, you know, the more people that can support it, the more tours we can do for the future. But we do need bums on seats. But full dates of all the actual confirmed events are on the website, so get booking those tickets. I know that in March we've got Bristol, like I say, we're in Weymouth, there's another one, Yeovil, and we're going to be in Taunton in April. So some really, really cool stuff going on. Anyway, I'll leave it with you. Have a cool one. Look after yourselves. I hope the messages make sense, and I will catch up with you lovelies very soon. You take care. Bye for now.